the past, if you want to keep your video off, this stuff will get posted up to YouTube. All right, and let me just start my share here. Okay, hey guys, thanks for coming. It's April 29th, Technology Drop-In. Lots of cool things happening. One of the things I really want to show you guys, and I'm trying to share my screen, but it's not doing a very good job of that, is some of the stuff that happened last week or the last couple of weeks. So if you haven't participated, we've actually been having Microsoft experts Monday mornings from 9 to 10 come in, and they have been doing these great presentations on different subjects and stuff. So if you are interested to see what they've done, we have a link here under this piece here. There's a link there that allow you to go in and just see all the different recordings that we've got. So you can go in and take a look. Last week was Microsoft, hang on a second. This week was Microsoft Planner, so like the to-do list for teams and stuff. On Monday, we're going to be doing Microsoft To Do, which is just basically you and sharing with a couple other people. And then the week after that, we are doing Power Virtual Agents, basically chatbots. So we have, with our Microsoft licensing, we do have the access to have these chatbots. They only work within Teams. So you know, it's not something you're going to necessarily create and then make this available to all the students or anything like that. It's more for, you know, like the registrar's office where they have 150 people. Maybe they create a team and so they have their team. Instead of having to answer the questions all the time, they create a chatbot. So that's the purpose of that. Just to give you an idea what's out there and available, it's really easy to create a chatbot, and sometimes it's going to be a lot of fun. You can get stuck in a major rat hole going into those. So anyways, this is about an hour. The guys will show you some stuff on that. I am also presenting next Friday from 9 to 10, a 1-hour session on the Microsoft lists. It's called Drop Excel and can't remember the name of it now. Drop Excel and try out Microsoft lists and become a power user. So the whole idea in that session is we're not going to spend a lot of time on, you know, how to make the colors and stuff like that. But if you've got data in a list, how can you manipulate that data? What kind of reports can you create? How can you put some automation into that? So when this date shows up as today's date, whatever the date something is due, how do I get an email saying, hey, this item here is now due? How to do sign-offs, how to get reminders set to you, how to do other different automation. That's all based out of lists. It's not even getting the Power Automate yet. So I've been looking at lists. I'm loving lists as a spreadsheet guy. It's kind of like spreadsheets for the simple version of spreadsheets and a database. And there's lots of cool stuff that you can do with it. So both those sessions are available under Make Me Tech Savvies. If you want to go to the calendar there, and you can look up on that one. So here's a cool tip. One of the reasons I'm really trying to push onto lists is the ability to create what they call power apps. A power app basically is a mobile app. So it works on the phone, it works on the tablet, but you can also use it in Microsoft Teams. And what's really kind of cool about it is it takes all the work and effort that you've done in your spreadsheet here and makes an application that you can easily go in and modify and stuff, and then publish that to your team, so that instead of having this list here, which maybe has 30 rows on it, I can get something in the shape of a form, so it's vertical, and I can pick and choose what columns I want and stuff like that. And I'm going to show you how easy this is, because it's just so cool. If I just go under, I'm in my list, whatever it is, I'm going to go under Power Apps. I'm going to say create an app. What it's going to do, I'll have to give it a name first. So let's try this. Laptop sign out, play. And one of the things I really recommend is, as you're playing around with these apps and automations and stuff, really give it a good name that makes it easier later on to go in and say, well, which one app was I using with this spreadsheet or this list or something like that. So look, here it's going through, it's analyzing my list. Not only is it looking at all the columns, but all the drop-down menus that I have created, and all all that kind of stuff is going in. And it's actually going to give me a layout that allows me to publish it, and then people can view it on their phones and within Teams and whatever. But then I can go from that view layout, which is also a searchable layout, to an edit layout. So this is the work here is what's been done. And I'm not going to go into a great big detail about it. I actually have a really cool resource I found this morning that I can't recommend enough. But they basically have created 3 screens for us. So this is our browse screens, the details, and then the edit screen. And I'm just going to put this in play here, so preview the map. So I have a search function in here. I can easily go in and search whatever it is. In my particular layout here, the serial number is what I'm searching on. But here's all this stuff here. If I wanted to go and change this on my mobile device, it's, you know, it's a list, it's a row, right? If it's got 15 rows, I'm going to be scrolling to the left and the right. Well, what the app here allows me to do is I can go into this app, or sorry, this record, and I've done nothing with this. So you can go in and make it fancier and bold and whatever else. But I can now go in here and edit this. So let's take a look at 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a Macintosh right now, and it's available. Instead of my going into lists, if I had a link of this into Teams, I could just go into here and look, there's my drop-down list that I've created. So it's going to be, let's be checked out. I can throw in my date in here when it's due again. Hit OK and check it off. Of course, I'm doing this on my mobile device or within Teams, but look at that. It's not, oh, hang on, am I in the right one? Gives it a second here. There we are. So there it's checked out. There's the date. I can assign the person. That's all in there. So what we've done, and by doing really nothing, I now have an interface that is more like a form than that row on row kind of layout and stuff. And this is a lot easier in some ways for people to do stuff. I can also add new items and whatever else, as well as edit what's in there. So this is very basic. But I mean, it just gives you an idea of some of the power that's available to us now that we can start creating these different applications. Because I could do, from what I've read, I can do, like if I do a filter here and just say, show me all the checked out stuff, I could actually create a view in here, a layout that has that same thing. So it's going to have a layout here that says, show me just the checked out, and the filter has been applied automatically, and I don't actually have to go searching for that. So really recommend that you play around with that. List, like I said, is so much power. There's going to be so much stuff that we're going to be able to do with it. And I'm really excited about the direction that goes in. So again, I highly recommend that session. There's this course here, this free course here. If you've got a list, watch the course. It's about an hour long. It's all video. The woman that's presenting it is really, really good. I'm quite impressed with how she's done it. And the beauty of it is when you're done, you'll get a really good idea of what you can do with the apps. Because like I said, I could easily go into here and I can change the colors. Like here, this is semi-bold. I could change the color. I could change the size. I can customize my layouts. So really check out that course there. Q&A features for WebEx has got some updates. I'm not going to bother launching WebEx. I actually have a screenshot here that we'll use instead, and I'll just show you. So come on over here, this screen. Come here. Where'd you go? There we are. So in here, basically, when you've got the questions coming in from people, if you're a host or a co-host, you can assign this to a specific host. So let's say there's 5 people answering questions. You got 1,000 people on this thing. You have 5 people that are designed to answer questions. I might be doing the first set of triage, and I might go, okay, they're asking a question about Microsoft Lists. I'll assign that to Trevor because Trevor knows more about lists than anyone else. We can also check a thing here and assign a priority. So the priorities are low, medium, and high. I think I did a post of it on Monday. And what it'll do is when I go to this priority list, instead of having all the questions here, I will see all the stuff that I have flagged as high. So I can address those questions first, then I can do the mediums, and then I can do the low. So we've got all sorts of different ways of now coordinating those questions rather than just sitting there and taking them one at a time. We can organize them by the priority. We can also defer or dismiss. And all that does right now is it just sends a message to the owner saying, hey, we don't have time to look at this, but someone will follow up with you. They're just canned responses. And dismiss might be a canned response. It's, you know, basically sometimes you get those questions that are just someone being stupid. You can just, you know, we're dismissing your question. They'll get a message saying, yeah, you know what, we don't have time for your garbage, and so we're just going to ignore it. So the canned messages will pop up as you select those. So those are the new changes that are coming in with WebEx and the Q&A features. A few months ago, we talked about Chrome and how Chrome can now, with a add-on, highlight text and then move it, and then highlight the text, and then you can use that as a link to get to that section. So they've actually built it in now. You don't need the extension. But if I wanted to highlight, okay, let's just say this paragraph here, what I can do, first of all, is I highlight this, I right-click on that, and then I select copy link to highlight. It's going to give me a really long URL that has the page, but as we get to the end of it, it's also got all the text in there as well. And so when I send this off to someone, it automatically jumps down to that section that also highlights it down at the bottom there. This will work in Chrome. It works in my testing on Edge on the Mac, which it should be the same as the Windows. I suspect it'll work on Firefox as well, if not right away soon, because these are all built, all these browsers are built on Chrome. So the Edge and Firefox are built on Chrome. They just need a few days or time. They need time to go through, look at it, and then make it part of the day-to-day stuff. So I think we'll be seeing lots more of that. As a quick reminder, because we have this long URL and it is very long, what I can do instead, if I was pasting this somewhere, I could use a shortcut, what I call a bit.ly shortcut. So you've seen a lot of my stuff, it says bit.ly/whatever, right? So you'll see these all in here. So I could take this long URL here. I can go here and I've created a bit.ly, but if I've got the URL in my clipboard, I just have to type in link.new. It'll automatically go over to bit.ly and it says, hey, why don't you paste in that URL that you have there? And then here's the shortcut that you can use that will now point you to that. And that shortcut is going to be that whole URL. So not only the page number, but it's also going to give us that highlighted piece within the text and that. I think we're going to see a lot more use out of this because this is really handy to be able to direct people to part of a page and stuff, especially for some of the help, like the help center articles that we create. We'll be able to point people to a specific section. I'm just going to check on see questions on anything here popped up. Just give me a sec. Can you please send us the link to your agendas? Sure. There we go. Copy. New view options for PDFs in Chrome. So where is it? I downloaded. Here it is. So here's a PDF from McEwen University. So you can see up here, we've got a rotation. I can say I want this to be full width, or else I want it to, fit the whole page in, et cetera, et cetera. But there's a function over to the side here, these three dots, it says 2-page view. So this is brand new. So now you can go and instead of having to have the one page and be scrolling forever, you can go to two-page view. I can also reduce the size here as well, but I'm still going through twice as fast than I was before. So that's one of the new functions that's been added to Chrome for that. Email links in Word. This is well, I can always tell when Troy's coming back on because he distracts me with his video. Email links with the subject and the word. So one of the things that I learned years and years ago, probably like 95, 96, is how to customize mail links for HTML. So when I click on a link, it automatically opens up your browser. So when I use those same tools in Microsoft Word, I'm going to bring a copy of my Word over here. If I wanted to go into here, one of the things that's really nice is I can go in, come on, give me this link, select it, try again. What's going on? Be nice. All right, there we go. I'm going to right click, and this works on Windows as well. You'll see hyperlink. And when you go, you've got web page, this document, so look at all the heading 1s and heading 2s, but then email address. What's nice about it is I can fill in the email address and then, a lot of people miss this, put in the subject. So when I'm done, I'm going to have a link that when you click on this or a person clicks on this, it's going to create an email where the subject is already filled out. Now that's really handy because I can create rules in Outlook that say if the subject equals yes, I am, put that person in the coming to the party folder. Or if the subject says no, I'm not, put them in the not coming to the party folder. So you can do a lot of customization and a lot of filtering and stuff by starting off with how you've got the subjects done here. Now, one of the challenges, though, is within Word on the web, I'm going to come back here. Let me refresh. It does not have that. So you have to manually code that piece of information in there. Well, let me just show you how easy it is. If I actually go back into Word, well, it's still there. You can see it goes mail to, tech support, blah, 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 question mark. Actually, this is a bad one. There it is. Mail to, tech support, question mark, subject equals massage therapy. That's how you do the code. So when I'm actually going to write up a code here, I would be something like this. I'll put it up in here so you can see it. So mail to, colon, and then the email address that you want to go. So I'm going to go to beckT@mcewen.ca, question mark, subject is equal to my response. Now, that fills out the subject. What's really cool is we can also continue that and fill out the body, CCs, and BCCs. All I have to do is put an ampersand in there because I'm going to say now mail to beckT, and subject is my response, and the body is going to equal to send it to my email address at mymcewen.ca. So this is something I just did recently. I wanted to have something here that when someone clicked on it, it was already going to fill out the subject line, and then in the body, it's going to say send it to me, send it to my email address at, and it's going to prompt them to fill in this email piece here. So when I take that whole code now, and on the web version, when I try and do a hyperlink, it's going to do a little bit differently because when I go to link, it's not smart yet. But I can't. Whoops! Look at that. It's making me a liar. My clipboard didn't work. Mail to beckT@mcewen.ca, question mark, subject equal to test, and body is equal to mouse. I'll insert that. And now when someone clicks on that link, if I can get it to open up, I never can remember the right key commands to get this to work. Subject is test, and there's body and mouse. So you can put in a whole whack of stuff in there. I mean, you can't do paragraphs of stuff. You can only do like one paragraph worth, and I wouldn't put a lot in there, but it does give you that ability to do a lot more with that link than just send it as an email. And then there's so there's a piece here. I think this article here will show you all the different ways that you can use the reports, or sorry, use the links and stuff. So it shows you how to build that code. I was playing around with Snagit. So Snagit, for anyone that doesn't know, is a clipboard grab your image and do stuff application. We actually looked at it about a year ago, but I realized that I didn't record that episode. So I thought, well, maybe I'll just do a quick show and tell again here. So with these grabbing of Snagit, I can do a number of different things. I use this a lot, and I'll show you in how I've used it with our Help Center articles. But one of the cool functions that I like about it is the ability to grab text. So sometimes there's a picture or something like that. I don't want to be trying to retype it because it's not on a web page. I mean, the web page is easy. I grab the text. But let's say something like this is a snapshot. This was a drop-down menu. So that's not something I can easily grab off the web. So what I did is I took a screenshot of it. And then there's a function here that says grab text. And there it is. It actually went through and grabbed the text. It's pretty accurate. I won't say it's 100% on, but it says, I mean, I've never had a problem with it. So you can just copy and paste that into whatever you're using next. That's one of my favorite features of it, is the ability to grab text. Another thing that you can do with this is remove backgrounds. So I just grabbed this image. I haven't done any fine tuning of this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the fill bucket and I'm going to basically fill in with nothing. So it's actually going to remove stuff. And I can control the tolerance and the opacity and stuff like that. But look how quick and easy I can do this to remove all the background from the dog. I would clean it up. I would play around with the tolerance, so maybe kick it up to 18 or something like that. So we'd get rid of all the stuff closer to his fur and that. But for a quick and dirty, that would work fine. So that's a great function that I really like. The other thing that I really, really love about this is a function called simplify. if I am trying to get everyone to focus on, let's say, forms template here, and I don't want you to get caught up with that, one of the things I can do is use this function called simplify. And basically what it does is it says, you know what, I'm going to take all that text, I am going to hide it. So here we go, it's gone and removed it. I can now go in, find the one I want to highlight, and do forms templates. So it's easier for you to focus on what it is I'm talking about without having to have big arrows on there and stuff like that. As an example, I'm just going to go into here really quick. So this is an article that I wrote about, for the My Apps. So this is all done using Snagit. I have borders in there. Everything's nice and clean. I have these 1, 2, 3s that I can do on it. I can do my boxes. It will even record video, and I can save that video as either a movie file or as an animated GIF, which is what I have going on in here. So it doesn't need to, I don't need to hit play. It's just going to keep repeating. And here's examples of how I use Simplify. You don't need to know all the rest of this stuff. I want you to focus on Google Drive there. And same thing here. Snagit, the link that I have in there, the pricing one, look for the education one. It's $40. So it's a one-time buy. If you want, I think it's like $16 for every year if you want to get the update. But if you don't, I mean, I've been using this version for 2 or 3 years, and I don't, at this point in time, there's nothing for me to improve it or to worth buying an update. But for $40, it's got so much power in it. There's lots of tutorials. It's really well supported. There's lots of information available on how to take advantage of it. And Snagit is one. For me, this is a no-brainer. I would pay the money for it. When I leave McEwen, if I have to get another version of it, I will pay it in a second because I use it all the time. All right, that's it for today. A little long today, sorry. Any questions? I don't see any questions. Okay. Again, I'm just going to put it out there and make sure you sign up for that list session next week. Okay, on McEwen.ca, make me tech savvy. Other than that, I'll stick around if you have any questions or just want to chat. We'll talk then.